Hello, I'm Mr. Fire, and this I'm sorry, is ULTRAKILL. There we go. Yep. This is a game I've been needing to talk about for a while. This is one of the funnest games I have ever played. I am not lying. I have been playing this non-stop for tons and tons of days. I've been trying to get every secret, been trying to get the best ranks, and it's just been fun. Along with the weapon variety, which you can use for killing more. I love it. But yeah, as you can see, I'm using my footage that I gathered up. You know, sorry for the stutter. No script, but you know. This is one of the best games in my book. And if I remember, like, days ago, we've been hearing... Not been here. We had the trailer for the... What's it called again? The Fraud Ring. Coming up. And I've just been excited. I can't wait. It's been said it's coming this year. And... yeah. I love that. But yeah. Mainly the one thing I love about this game is that just fun. The difficulty, once you finally beat it, it feels very accomplishing. Like, actually. And not to be a fact, it will not tell you all the things it can do. It basically lets you explore the stuff for yourself. And when you figure out some of the stuff you can do with, like, multiple with the guns, just like one gun mixes with this gun, which makes this gun go boom. That is just beautiful. Not to be a fact, the music is amazing. It's in the background right now, but yeah, this game overall just changed me. Not the fact that it's fun, but the fact that it's just a good game. And I want to tell you, the creator is based. All you have to do is get good at the game. But yeah, you know, you'll get right to the you will... How'd you say this? As you go on, you will find new things you can do with multiple guns. Combining them together and making one of the best, like, killing type moves you can do. And then you would also find out that some enemies are weak to things, and some enemies get angered by you doing some things. And that is just really interesting to find. Not to be a fact that this game has one of the best mechanics ever. It is called parrying. This I don't even know what to say. This just being in the game makes me happy. You will know something's parryable with a yellow flash. And when you parry, oh boy. Oh, it's just great. Not to be a fact that you can friendly fire them. Like, you can make a projectile go into another enemy, and that would be friendly fire, and not to the fact that a limb shot does more damage 50% more damage, but a headshot does about, let me think. If I remember, there's 2 times the amount of damage a body shot does, which is, you know, interesting to say the least. And then you also have other like secret like types, other stuff like guns, you know, alternate guns. There's one that's the alternate of the first gun you get, the Piercer. It's basically heavy damage, but, you know, you have to actually reload instead of just spam the gun. Which I feel like it's alright, you know. I mean, it's more than alright. I love it. And then you have, what's it called again? You have the chainsaw. The chainsaw launcher. And then the jackhammer, which is a replacement for the shotgun. And the chainsaw launcher is the replacement for, let me think. Sorry, I forgot what it was called. It was called nail gun. The nail gun. Each weapon, unique weapon, has their own like type of skill. Like I said, with the alternate Piercer. The chainsaw launcher launches chainsaws. Wow! We didn't know that! So you know. Basically, yeah. The chainsaws are very useful. There's one, the jackhammer, it's like a melee. It can also parry as well. It's like a big parry. It's like V2's fist. And not to mention, there's a grappling hook in this game, which you can do heavenly things with. Not to be the fact that there's alternate versions you can buy in the shop of the weapon. Like the marksman, throw a couple coins in the air, and suddenly you'll be killing things fast. And then you have the overheat for the nail gun. And buddy, you can melt things down faster than you can say melt. But let me tell you, this game has the regular difficulty set as hard. I mean, it's called standard. But you know, it has it set at hard. So, you know, this game is about to not hold your hand and be exactly easy. But, you know, you get used to it. Not to only the fact that every mob has a weakness. And I like the fact about that from ULTRAKILL. Like, everyone's weak to something. And that's what I like about it. Not only to be the fact that, I'm trying to remember, not only the fact that, what's it called? Amazing lore. There is awesome lore. I recommend, I'm not gonna say an hour of lore. I recommend you go watch something about lore. Do not come to me about the lore. I know about the lore, but I will not tell every single description of it, what everything there is about it. I'm not that type of person, right? Just go watch a lore video about the lore of ULTRAKILL. So basically, there's like these acts. The first act, well, I mean, before the act, you have the tutorial. Then you have basically, let me say this, you have like something before hell, which is basically to stop you. This is hell's way of stopping you. And then you reach the elevator. And then you go into the first floor, which is Limbo. What you find in Limbo is, you know, some new enemies. And some of the enemies that were originally bosses will become regular enemies. Just to say that. And, you know, after Limbo, I should say what the first boss was. The first boss you ever fought were the, I forgot what they're called. Guard dog, whatever. The statues, or whatever. I'm just gonna say the statue gang. That's what their new name is. The Statue Gang. And basically, the Statue Gang is the first one, the first bosses you fight. You know, it's a difficult challenge for you, but you know, you can deal with it. And then you go into Limbo, and then find this nifty little guy called V2. Which you think, hey, I'm V1. This guy's just a copy of me. And he's worse at battle because I beat him. And you'd think, and then I would think, you're right. Yeah, V2 was made for peace and not really for violence, unlike V1. That's more like into like the ULTRAKILL lore, where V1 was made to kill these big machines called Earth Movers, and yeah. I'm trying to remember. Crap. I don't know. Anything else I'm trying to remember? There's also, you know, great lore. Just after, basically, Act 1, fight V2 in Limbo. After finishing him, you move on. And then, you move on to Lust, where you may pick on some lore you found on Limbo, and some secrets and all that. Try to P-rank everything. And then at the end of Lust, you find this big body of King Minos. If you didn't read the lore, King Minos, he was a king. He sided with the people, and he basically said to Gabe, hey, people who love one another, they should not be punished for that. And then Gabriel, the strongest angel there is, you know, just kills him. But his soul started to form something called a prime soul. A prime soul is a soul that has reconfigured itself straight out of determination, basically. And Minos Prime becomes one of these prime souls. And so they seal him, they steal his soul away in a flesh prison, which you will find and fight. You would also fight King Minos, or Minos Prime, I should say, because you have killed humanity. Yeah, the demons you face in here, it's basically humanity. And not to be the fact that you're a war machine, basically meant for war. But you know, V1 wins because blood equal me good equal good. You win against King Minos, but you can only get to him when you P-rank everything in Act 1, which means even the final fight. Oh, I kind of forgot to say that in Lust, the final boss is King Minos' body, And yeah, you fight that. Just to be clear, I just forgot to say that. Then after that, you go inside him, and then, you know, you do the whole jizz, find a secret door. You have to beat every level with a P rank, you know, open it, and then go to the secret level with the hard boss, very hard boss. And then after that, you know, well, I mean, you're supposed to P rank the final boss of Act 1, which is Gabriel. He, you know, you were fighting him. He's basically the new Judge of Hell. He is a replacement, you know. But then you defeat him in Gluttony. After that, you go deeper and deeper into Hell. But this time you go deeper and deeper into Hell after not killing Gabe, after like defeating him. After that, you know, I'm trying to think. After that, you go to, I forgot what it was called. No, it's a desert. Can't remember. It's not that. It's not that. I'm trying to remember. Greed. You go into Greed. And basically, after all that, you read more lore and find out that the body of Syphilis, another king, is in there. But you know, he was stronger than Manos and had a more determination, so he started farming faster, blah blah blah. And this time they didn't put the soul in his body, and instead they basically put, what's it called again? They put him in another fresh prison. But you know, since it was forming fast, they kind of had to make the prison fast, very fast. And basically that's the reason why when you hurt the prison slightly, he just bursts out of the prison. And then, you know, you get to fight him the whole blish blah 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 in the final levels of Act 2, you know, after P-ranking everything, you know, and then blah blah blah, you win against another Prime Soul. Like, what the fuck? V1 should not be doing this. V1's is strong. I'm trying to remember. What's after? So, what is after though? I'm trying to remember. The thing that is after that is fuck now. Anyways, basically, you know, in Act 2, the first, like, you know, place in Greed, the final boss is V2 once again with a new arm. This time he has a grapple, because you took his arm when you fought him the first time, and then after beating him again, you take his, you know, grapple arm. You know, you start using it, learn you can do things with the grapple arm, and then you go to the second place, Wrath, where, you know, you fight even more creatures, you know, sometimes in the water, sometimes not. You fight the ferryman, and then, you know, get into the boat, and then after you get out of the boat, you know, I mean, after you go deeper, you find yourself deep in the ocean, and then once you reach the surface, you fight the Leviathan, the you know, the biblically accurate Leviathan, destroyer of worlds, you know, all of that shebang. And after beating him casually, because V1's just like that, you go into the final level, which is, I forgot. I just straight up forgot. I don't know. It just looks like actual hell in what you think it would be. And, you know, you fight Gabriel again because, you know, he's mad. And then after fighting him again, you know, he basically he basically slaughters his whole gang, because, and then he says, there is no more Father, there is no more God. Basically what happened is that God abandoned this world, or just went missing. We don't really know what happened. Basically, after that, that's the end of Act 2. Act 3 is not finished yet, but there's some of Act 3, After Act 3, there's probably no more acts. I don't know. And then, basically, after that, I'm trying to remember. Crap. After that, it was fucking A. Violence, which, you defeat an earth mover, which you were made to defeat, but you also find gutter tanks and gutter men, Basically an endless war that, basically war without reason. He said it! He said the thing! Oh my god, it's peak! It's peak! But yeah, war without reason, blah blah blah, all that. And after that, after violence, you find more lore and stuff like that, blah blah blah. And then the next level will be Fraud, which is not out yet, but is coming this year, which I'm like, yippee! And I like that. But yeah, one second, I don't know what's happening, my computer kind of shut down, but after that, we have the secrets you can do, actually 100% the game, try and get P rank the P levels, and after the P ranking the P levels, doing encores, maybe P ranking violence, even though you don't have to since P-3 is not out yet. After that, blah blah blah, you find all secret weapons, make the best loadout, find everything you need to know about every mob in the game, what angers them and all that, blah blah blah, learning new strats, learning how to kill things faster and all that shebang. And then you keep doing it, and then after you're done with everything, that's basically it. And then you probably should do a harder mode, since regular modes like that and hard mode would probably be weak to you, but you should probably still do it. I don't know. But yeah. After that, there's probably you could do some mods, there's lots of mods and mods. You should try mods after you finish the entire game. Actually 100% of it. But after that, blah blah blah. And basically after doing lots of mods, that's really it. You have to wait for the other levels to come out and all that, which means you have to wait for Fraud to come out this year, which is very, happy. And then basically it came out a while before I started playing. The Fraud video, it came out a while ago after I was playing. And then I was like, yo, these guys have been waiting over years, for content like this. But then I realized there's new stylish type stuff, actual bug fixes, new stuff, revamped stuff on all that, find out that, and I don't feel any special anymore. But I do feel special that more content is coming out to the game. Which I'm yippee, and all of that. And then, I'm gonna tell you, that's why it inspired me to try and make ULTRAKILL into Minecraft. The movement and the guns. Not so much the blood healing, but you know. So yeah, so far my review on ULTRAKILL, it's peak Simina. I like it. I hope you'll love it if you play it. And if you do play it because of this video, then yay! We got another one into ULTRAKILL. Let's go, baby! But yeah, so far ULTRAKILL's good. And I just want to say, here's my outro. And I hope you guys like and subscribe. You know, I might do even more ULTRAKILL. You know, ULTRAKILL more. Show you more ULTRAKILL. Show you some ULTRAKILL clips, maybe, you know. Do the whole shebang, blah, 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 all that, you know. And if you want me to do it again, like and subscribe. That gets me to do it again, you know. I want to grow my channel. And I just really hope you guys just, you know, play ULTRAKILL for yourselves, because it's really a great game. Basically, you know, the rundown, ULTRAKILL's good, and yeah, like and subscribe.